Hello, everybody. I'd like to have a few minutes with you to talk about the Type plus Image project. And before we start, I'd like to talk about Google image searches. Um, you're going to be doing a lot of image searching on this. So let's say I'm going to be using the word jump, like I had in my previous project. And I'm going to go Google and I'm going to click on images and I type in one of my words that I've associated with the word jump. So I've typed in bridge. Now, as you can see, there are tons of images of bridges. The only problem is these may not be high enough resolution. To weed out low resolution images, assuming you have a more recent Google, you want to click on this little gear type thing. It's for options. You click on this and you go to advanced search. And what we're going to do is we are going to limit the image size. So usually it says any size. And what we'll do is we'll click on that and we will scroll down to, oh, this would probably suffice for this project, larger than 1024 by 768. This will give us a big enough image so it doesn't pixelate when we place it in InDesign and put our word next to it. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click on the advanced search button and you will see it has weeded out a few of the images. Now, my idea is I want to show the essence of jump without. I don't necessarily want to just show people jumping. If you watch Chip Kid's video, he says it really well. You don't want to treat your viewers as if they lack intelligence. So the word next to the action, just doesn't leave much to the imagination. So I'm looking for an interesting visual that I might use for this jump. And nothing's really suiting my fancy yet. I'd like to get a picture of something like somebody's already on a bridge, and the bridge is above a canyon or something. I just gotta find the right one. So let's say this Golden Gate Bridge is one that looks pretty good because it's from above. I am going to click on the image and it will go right to the page. And now I'm going to have to find the image on this website. Now we are stealing images. These do not belong to us. So you cannot use these for anything other than educational purposes. Now I'm going to click on the image again. Then I right click. If you don't have a right click mouse and you're on a Mac, you control click and it will right click. And I'm going to save image as, and you'll see on my desktop I create a folder called jump. I'm going to save that in my folder for jump. I'm going to get rid of all that extra information though. Save it as a name that you'll understand. So I've saved that. Okay, I'm going to close out of this, hit the back button, close the image, the new Google image search thing, and I'm going to look and see if there's any other things right off the bat that stick out to me that might make somebody feel as if they might want to jump. So give me just a second here. And that one's not drastic enough. So what we're doing is we're trying to capture the essence or spirit of the word, and you were to brainstorm other words that relate to this word, other words or other actions or things. There's some nice parachutes, which I did write parachute down for jump, but again, you don't want to be so literal. When we're being extremely literal, it tends to not engage the viewer. There's a pretty cool image too. I don't know that people will understand that's a bridge, but I think with the other side it will. But we don't want to treat the viewers like they're idiots. So I'm going to, oh, it's wallpaper. Wallpaper is a hard, oh, darn these pop-ups. Wallpaper is a hard thing to save. Oh, this is full of pop-ups. Ugh. But I'm going to right-click on it and save the image anyway. Let's see if I can get, I'll just call it Foggy Bridge. There we go. That looks like something that might be worth jumping off of. Sounds like I'm into messing myself up, but that's not the case. I do like jumping off of bridges, though. I have jumped off of a few, and a few cliffs too. So even though Mom told me not to do that, I did it anyway. It's pretty exhilarating, actually. But there was water at the bottom. Oh, that's a nice one there. Wish there was a person up there. Um, I didn't jump off of a bridge this tall. I used to jump off of some of the covered bridges in Indiana into deep enough water. Didn't want to break my back. And I've jumped off of cliffs, cliff diving. It's hard, hard to get yourself to do that, but once you do it, it's pretty addictive. Okay, so I'm gonna be done with these Google searches. Oh, by the way, I have a link into Blackboard that mentions that you need to. That I really want you guys to watch the Chip Kid video link through YouTube. Chip Kid discusses, how to mix type and imagery, and he does it in a funny way because he's been designing now for 20 some years, and he's one of the most successful leading American book cover designers, and he's just really good designer, and he also does some drawings and things. Also, I have a link to his website. The direct link is to the examples of books he's done. So clearly you can see he is a master of mixing imagery with type and not shoving some obvious message down people's throats. There's always something to think about here. And this is what I'm asking you guys to do. Think. Think about the non-literal. Suggestive is what I'm looking for. Okay, so not sure what this one's doing, so let me get out of that. But he has some of his stuff, depending on how he's been directed by the authors. Some of his stuff is fairly literal, but most of it is not. Okay, so really think. Well, here, magical thinking is really important. And as Chip Kidd says on his website, good is dead, go for great. Okay, so really think. And please look at his website. Now, that video covered image searching, and I've searched a lot of different images here today. I got cliff's edge, I've got cliff jumping, I've got all sorts of different things, but I would have lots and lots and lots of images that I would have researched in regards to the word jump. It's not the easiest thing to find images, but it's much easier today with how many images are posted on the internet than it was even 10 years ago. Much easier. So there should be plenty of imagery out there. Speaking of which, I found one that if I had the word love, and I named this one love, I really like this one. If I had the word love, I would use this. I mean, it's not an image of love, but I've watered the plants in your room, but not the one in your closet, Mom. And I would put the word love over here or up here typographically and crop this image. I mean, this is that suggestive, non-literal imagery that really makes people laugh, think. There's a visceral response to this, visceral meaning a gut response. And imagery like this, when combined with typography well, really does make a statement. Okay? So I did want to share that with you. So above all things, I am not looking for literal. I'm looking for suggestive. So if I'm talking about jump, I don't want to see this. Okay? That's so literal. So let's work on making sure that we're being a little less literal, a little bit more suggestive, and thinking. Okay? So that's my video on word searches, or I'm sorry, image searches, and we'll move on to another video here soon.